phone it for a sense of Makwaba, Edinburgh, Akroma TV. So, then the Bora and Serena Bora, Oyo Penny, Bakuduma, putting power, the new Patriotic Party, one, the D. Eden and Akomia, Papa, a copium away like a good morning program, so as a good morning, a team program, of course, away in TV. So now, Neo Penny, Bakuduma, putting power, the National Democratic Congress, and the D. Okudzeto, Ablakwa, Sabapeti, now so the Papa, one copium over my Sewenia, so catch them, and Nakomia train the same fact, on waiting, Waba politics match a scene, Okudzeto Ablakwa, which is like a sepa or to my paper, say, in fact, we're disgraced Papa, Okudzeto Ablakwa at Hokum, Okudzeto Ablakwa in so no dear, and Cabiano and walk as I did know 2 or 2 facts, let us say, they walk as I know, and then they went to Mancasiba to say, why you call man could see reaction on, say the city as soon as
abysmal performance, the West president. Randy should be playing some of the things that you said in 2020 against Akufo-Addo. And yet he went ahead and won against you and more than 500,000 votes. You said the same thing.
A major reduction from 2016.
Can I? You know that every presidential candidate, the vote falls in the second election. You know it.
Not true.
So, you said the same thing. You invited Ghanaians to come and share your opinion. The opinion was not shared. And the man won again by more than 500,000 votes. Which by the standards of the Fourth Republic is really, really, really high. What you say was Okudzeto Edakwa. Okudzeto Edakwa's take is what means the generality of Ghanaians. You are inviting us to take what Okudzeto Edakwa has said to represent the generality of Ghanaians. And then he says there's a long list of clergymen. Which long list? Where's the list?
Oh, I can provide.
You think this is the cathedral matter?
I can provide them.
Where? Provide.
Oh, you haven't heard Bishop Ajinasari?
Well, what did he say? He says
about what even happened to him when he was looking for his savings. You haven't heard him?
No, he says Akufo-Addo is the West president.
Yes. You should listen to their sermons. There are many of them.
Okay, so give us the names. You gave us one name, Chendapa. Who are the other long lists? If there's a long list, give us 5.
I'll provide them. Just go ahead.
And there's a long list of clergymen and all of that. It's so abysmal. And yet,
have you heard of Prophet Odro?
He's the only one I've heard.
Did you hear his sermon a few days ago?
You said there's a long list.
Yes.
I've only heard Prophet Odro. Yes, I haven't heard anybody else. But now you are telling me there's a long list. And then there's Okudzeto Edakwa. I mean, Okudzeto Edakwa's opinion is the opinion of generality of Ghanaians. If you go on this tangent, you will lose massively.
Here's just a few examples that will provide them.
Finish, because I kept quiet. For
you are inviting me.
Now, I'm saying to you, if you continue like this, in this reasoning, you will lose heavily again. I mean, we're talking of a situation, Randy, where you have just lost elections. You have just lost elections. And yet you will not be humble. You won't be humble. Then if you have won the Kumawudi and that thing, you have to run away from the studio. Hey! Samuel Okudzeto. All this giddy
an MPP stronghold.
Can I? Abysmal, see? And if it's MPP stronghold, then going by the election, the whole country, the MPP strongholds are the majority. So we will win. Going by your own analysis, if it's an MPP stronghold, judging by the 2020 elections, then the majority of the country is MPP stronghold. So this talk, plenty, abysmal, for whole Fourth Republic and so on, is propaganda. Get away from it. And the way Samuel Okudzeto is talking, the NDC doesn't need to campaign. You just have to relax. And then we are being told that and you know, when you say these things, your boss, President Mahama, is your leader. In one breath, especially when he goes outside, he talks about the economic difficulties. He talks about the impact of COVID-19 and the Russia-Ukraine war. When he comes into the country, he and his collaborators, he says, the whole thing is the abysmal performance of Akufo-Addo. You are speaking from both sides of your mouth. You go somewhere, you talk about where the audience is a bit more, you talk about the COVID impact and the impact of the war in Ukraine. And then when you come here, you come and say it's a abysmal performance of Akufo-Addo. You don't mention COVID. You don't mention the Ukraine war. How do you do that? At least be consistent. Be consistent. And then we are being told that the picking of the forms, people go and choreograph, and it's all. I'm just a quick question. Which people picked John Mahama's forms? How was his forms picked? Do you remember?
As you can see, I'm busy reading from my phone.
Do you remember how John Mahama's forms were picked?
I know some people picked for him. He didn't pick it.
Yeah. So if some people pick for other people in the NPP, that one, Samuel Okudzeto says, is choreographed. And it's all nothing. It's all. Why? But John Mahama's forms, people went and picked for him.
You clearly were not listening to me. Clearly were not listening.
So, Samuel Okudzeto, you get too carried away with the propaganda.
You don't listen properly because of the propaganda.
So even I didn't hear you well.
Clearly.
You didn't say that the picking of the forms were being choreographed.
In what context?
Oh, now there's also context.
Yeah.
So what is the context? What is the context?
The viewers have heard me. The viewers have heard me.
You told us very clearly that there is also
market queens have paid for nomination funds and all of that. There's clearly a certain
I'm saying that
choreography, a certain agenda.
If picking the forms for a potential candidate by other people is choreography, John Mahama, what will you say about that? Because people went and picked the forms for him.
So?
So, be a little calm in your propaganda.
I'm always calm. Always calm.
They say when you are eating in tree, when you are eating the monkey, you should watch your own hands. Now, Sammy also talked about the nature of the campaign. I am very sure that when these nominations, the nominations are over, the party would sit down with the candidates so they can draw up the rules of engagement, because every internal election, Randy, whether it is NPP or NDC, you have all of this mudslinging. I mean, I can repeat what opponents in 2020 election, the NDC flag bearership contest, what opponents said against each other in 2020. I can also repeat what opponents, the Dufour camp, said against John Mahama, and what some in John Mahama said about Dufour. The last time we were even talking about what some of them had said, Samuel Okudzeto was so appalled. You remember? Some chap who described himself as some security, and you disowned him here. So now he's a joker. Oh, in your case, the person is a joker. Don't do that. So we all know.
You
want me to repeat?
Remember how he came armed with his statement, to read.
But you came armed. But you also, Randy. This man, what does he? He also came armed.
This is a former.
When you started speaking about, when you started speaking about KKD, the picture that came to mind was how you held Agbe's statement and you were quoting.
Yes.
You find Agbe's statement something worth of quoting, but for KKD.
No, it's okay.
It's incredible.
No, but Randy Abbey, listen. I did not say Agbe's statement. represented the generality of Ghanaians. Like Okudzeto was.
In fact, you decide to use his credentials.
Yeah.
No,
Head of
security detail.
I know anything I call so between Nana community so Okudzeto Ablakwa where a TV program so a live TV program of course what to say fact Okudzeto Ablakwa he has been disgraced and so some about whatever Nana community and to also catch and say you think this is a national cathedral matter it is when you say national cathedral and the who says the Okudzeto Ablakwa didn't want to put no catch and say where national cathedral matter where it is a minimum tema and come and made a minimum detail shana answer questions how to say disgrace case power day then Odugo Okudzeto Ablakwa no so some about what to make a comment section now so I could tell you na so betumi akenkan e de ama aha e akromati bisumi am de kase boy ebrem din e de obin Gabriel sechi makra mo